Good morning, ladies. It's tea time. It's been a long time. Hi, I'm Lori Neighbor. I'm a conservative Christian. I'm a wife, mother, grandmother, and I'm a pastor's wife. And a lot of you have found me this week because I was on the Chef AJ show. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing and finding me on in the Facebook group, because I will never diet again, and I hope that'll be the case for you too. There's some questions that have come up that I wanted to address from the program. I was so nervous. It was really ridiculous how nervous I was. One was because of being on a time constraint. I had only an hour. I needed to cook and share my story, and I don't talk and cook well at the same time. So that was made me a little nervous, plus the fact that I hadn't slept well the night before. And so some of you that know how hard it is to wake up in the morning, some of you jump out of bed running first thing in the morning like my husband, and you're full functional. I take a long time to wake up. So as my grandpa would say, my outer eyes are open, but my inner eyes are closed. They were still closed. So it was a lot of fun. I'm very grateful for many of your very kind and comments. I really appreciated the encouragement. And I'm glad that I could be an encouragement to you, because that was the whole point of doing the interview. The whole point of doing YouTube videos was because I wanted to encourage other people to find this lifestyle. So let me address some of these questions that came up that I felt kind of were loose ends. First of all, a lot of you are asking me, what is the tea that I drink? My tea that I drink is by Starwest Botanicals out of Sacramento, California. And for filtering your sinuses is the memory tea, because it contains ginkgo biloba, which is an excellent herb for filtering our sinuses. I also use one of their teas that is called bladder tea. There's a combination of teas. The important thing is that you want a blend of herbs, not just one herb. You want a blend of herb. But dandelion root is one that you definitely want in your kidney filtration tea. So here's my tea for this morning. It's the memory tea, because there's just a lot of stuff going on with my sinuses right now from the pollen. There's lots and lots of pollen, plus the atmospheric pressure. It just does a number on us, especially those that live here in this lakeside area. We just really get a lot of sinus issues. I want you to know that when I make my one pot meal, I start to eat. Yes, I break my fast between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m., but I graze. I'm not eating the whole pot in one meal and then going on to eat my oatmeal. That is my food for the entire day. So I'm grazing. So that you're aware that I'm not just, and you know what, if you're just starting out and you're weighing over 200 pounds, and you're super active, maybe that is what you will eat in one meal. I don't know. Everybody's going to be different. And as you trim down, your stomach is going to shrink. So like Chef AJ eats at least 3 pounds of food a day. I believe it's in a day, but she eats like 3 huge sweet potatoes. She eats 3 huge sweet potatoes, and she needs it. So she's really, really active. I am not nearly as active as she is, so I require less. But I can remember eating at least 2 pounds of potatoes a day when I started. I can remember eating, so I probably had 4 pounds of food total, 2 pounds of non-starchy, and then 2 pounds of starchy, like potatoes. And I really want to encourage you to eat the potatoes in its whole form. If you want to trim down and you want to do it quickly, the potatoes are satiating. A lot of people say, I don't want to eat the same thing over and over again. I want a different variety, and they want more recipes. Look, this is just me. This is what's worked for me, and I have given everybody all the recipes except for the ice cream recipe, the one that I gained weight on because it has peanut butter in it. I've given everybody the recipes, the things that I eat. I'm not going to be the person that's going to be putting out a new cookbook for you. If you need more recipes, I really encourage you to look at Chef AJ's. She has cookbooks. I haven't been able to actually get one of her cookbooks. For some reason, I wasn't able to get the PDF file from the audiobook, but Mary McDougall has a ton of recipes that are super simple, that are right on with this program. She was the original vegan chef. She invented this style of eating. So look at Mary McDougall's cookbooks. You can look at Jane Esselstyn. She and Rip Esselstyn, Dr. Esselstyn's kids, along with his wife Anne, have a lot of recipes that we can use. So there's lots and lots of recipes out there. I'm really not going to be able to invent something new. I'm not looking to invent something new. This is what has worked for me. And so if I can encourage others, please look into it. There are a bazillion recipes. Also, Plentiful Kiki, she has a lot of recipes, but even she said not too long ago that she wasn't going to keep making new recipes because she too figured out it's not all about making lots and lots of different recipes. We eat the same things over and over again. You just need to find your 5 meals that you're going to make over and over again. When you think about it, people will go to the drive-thru and get hamburgers, and they'll do that several times a week if they can. We're going to have our go-to food. And so you need to figure out for yourself what those meals are. Come up with those meals, because I've had people tell me, I don't want to eat what you eat. Okay, so don't eat what I eat. You find what's going to work for you. You find the meals that are going to be working for you. You don't have to eat exactly the way I eat. Okay, so there's lots of food out there. There's lots of variety, and there's lots of sauces. So you have to do some of this work for yourself. I can't do it all for you, but I can tell you that it does work. And if you will take the time and the effort to take it seriously and take it to heart and do a little planning ahead of time, all the work will pretty much be done for you, and you're just buying the same things over and over again, and you're making your same meals that you love over and over again, and you're going to be losing the weight. So if you take your potato and you pretend your potato is your meat, and you just apply your favorite oil-free, fat-free sauces on top, animal-free sauces on the top with your spices, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're just gonna fill up more on those potatoes. Now, I'm talking specifically for those that are wanting to lose weight. If you're wanting to lose the weight, really, because it's just hit me hard myself, because maybe I'm slow, but I'm really getting it, that I need to eat the potato in the whole form. What I had done is I had lost the weight, and I was maintaining. I wasn't gaining any weight. I was just maintaining. And so I was I was making like potato nuggets that have rice in it, and they're delicious. And and I could eat the whole tray, and I wasn't gaining any weight. But because I had added a little bit of peanut butter in my diet, and I was eating after 6, I had gained a little bit of weight. So I removed the peanut butter. I got back on track. I'm not eating after 6 anymore. And the weight is starting to come off. And I removed the potato nuggets from my diet. And because see, the more processed the food is, the more calorie rich it's going to be. Or calorie dense. Is that how I say it? It's going to have more calories in it. So we want to have less processed. We want to have it in its whole form, and potatoes are perfect because potatoes are very filling. You can eat several of them. They're low in calories, low in fat. They fill you up, and you're going to lose the weight. And put it to the test. Don't be afraid. I mean, go out today and just try. So I'm going to eat 6 potatoes, get good 6, and you probably won't eat them all because it's going to be too much food, and you'll have some for tomorrow. Bake them or whatnot. If you want to chop them and put them in an Instant Pot, that's fine too. But I'm just saying, try it. Put this to the test. Try just doing the potatoes and just see if your body starts responding and you start losing the weight. It's not going to. See, I find that rice for some reason will slow down my system a little bit, and then I'm not passing things as quickly. My BMs are not as quickly, and it's kind of blocking things up, or it's not moving as quickly. And I want things to move out quickly, especially if I'm trying to lose the weight. My oats, someone had commented or wanted to know if after I ate my 1-pot meal, if that I went and dove into my oats. No, I am trying, that's my dessert. My oats are my dessert. And I've done videos about my cereal, and I'm eating my oats for dessert. I'm trying to have it eaten by 6 o'clock. And then it carries me through the night and I'm not hungry. Also, I drink at least one quart of water. So I wasn't a big water drinker before, but I do drink 1 quart of water. That seems to be the right amount for me. So I'm drinking 1 quart of water a day plus my tea, my herbal tea for kidney filtration. Also, another little tip for some of you may like to have, especially if you've had intestinal problems, is I often will use a teaspoon of psyllium husk, the old Metamucil. A teaspoon of psyllium husk in the evening before I go to bed. I'll take that, and just to make sure that my bowel movements are nice and clean. I'm cleaning my colon out and keeping everything going out smoothly without a struggle. As we get older, there's things that come up, and like hemorrhoids, we don't just avoid those things. We don't need to be struggling to have our bowel movements. That's not good for us. Well, I think that about covers it. And I hope that wasn't disappointing to you, that I'm not going to be making a lot of cooking videos. That just isn't where my heart is right now. I'm just so happy with my potatoes. I'm happy with the recipes that I already have for myself. I'm not selling anything. I just want to encourage people to find a great lifestyle in whole foods, plant-based. If people have struggled with their weight, this is the way to get it off, to keep it off forever. Fall in love with potatoes, add some corn, and enjoy your eating, and do not be hungry. We'll most certainly be making tea time videos for you, where I can come on and maybe give you some tips or answer questions for you. I'd be happy to do that. But as far as the cooking videos, I just don't see myself doing a lot of cooking videos, because that's just not where my heart is right now, to be cooking or making new recipes. I'm happy with my diet. I'm happy with what I'm eating. I do have like an upcoming trip that I have no idea if I'll be able to take my Instant Pot or not. So I'm going to be baking some sweet potato cookies that I learned how to bake from Chef AJ. I don't know if I've done a video on that, so I may do a video about making sweet potato cookies to take for your trips or for outings, in case you're not going to be around where you can get a hold of your starches and you need to eat well. Well, also someone asked me in one of the groups, what are the 3 books that I highly recommend? And I do have 3 books that I highly recommend. It's called The McDougall Program for Maximum Weight Loss. I highly recommend that. I listen to audiobooks, so I have it on audio. I can listen to the coaching. It helps me. I just found it for free through Google. He gives his information out for free. So if you want to read it, I just found it for free on Google. And Chef AJ's book, The Secrets for Ultimate Weight Loss. Let me see if I got that right. Yep. The Secrets to Ultimate Weight Loss by Chef AJ. I highly recommend her book. especially if you've struggled with any type of food addictions. Of course, I struggled with food addiction, but I cut it off. Basically, I made up my mind, and I don't have to go back and forth. And I also highly recommend, my favorite book of all is the Bible. I love the NIV version, and it is narrated by Max McLean. I just love the sound of his voice, his accent. And what's great about listening to the Bible on audio, I listened to it in 5 weeks, the whole entire Bible. It was fantastic. My husband says that he's noticed a change in me and my attitude and my person, and he loves it that I'm listening to the Bible. And I love it too. It just changes my outlook on life, and it really helps me. It's just very, very healthy. So how could anything be healthier than listening to the Word of God and having that in our mind and having it in our heart? And it's who I'm going to become. We're going to become what we eat. So I want to become more like Jesus. So I'm just listening to that audio Bible, and I love it. I love listening to the stories, the history of everything about this world and about the things that are to come. And it encourages me to stay on the straight and narrow. It encourages me to be obedient to the Lord, because that is who I serve. And he is coming back soon. I'm so excited about his soon return. So I am more focused on right now what's happening in these days and looking for the return of our Lord. That's where my heart is. And I have another new hobby that I'm doing with my daughter. So that's why I haven't been making a lot of YouTube videos about potatoes and about this lifestyle, because I just really didn't feel like I had a lot to add. But since we've gotten a lot of new subscribers, and I think that, if I'm able to encourage you, I certainly love this lifestyle. I'm still wanting to slim down a little bit more, so I would love to do this with you and encourage you. Leave me questions and comments, and I will write them down and answer them in next week's Tea Time. Sound like a great deal? All right. Love you. God bless you. And keep eating potatoes.